How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all well. Wow, quant holders were lucky on that one, let's just say. Of course, me being in Bitcoin, not affected by that liquidation. I'm sure a lot of you are in tokens that also got very badly hurt the last weekend. Yeah, it was the biggest liquidation event in crypto history. I think the reports of 20 billion are apparently not even true. Apparently, way more than that. And it's funny because the last liquidation, the largest, biggest one was 2 billion, and that was the lunar crash. I remember that beginning the bear cycle. So the fact that this was 10x more and apparently 20 billion not even being the real number, it's just wild to me because last time it began the bear market, would this not be beginning the bear market this time round? Of course, the space is a lot bigger this time round with Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs, higher than the last cycle. So there's more money at play here. There's more tokens as well, but that also makes the job a lot harder to recover all tokens. And to be honest, it was wild that we saw top 20 tokens dropping down minus 50% within minutes. In fact, XRP, a top 5 token, dropped down 50% within minutes, let alone Casper, the Bitcoin killer, dropping down minus 85% within minutes, guys, minutes. If that doesn't show the manipulation through the crypto founders and the exchanges, then I don't know whatever will show that. Look at Binance, for example. It made a new all-time high today, guys, after such a drop. It really points the finger, doesn't it? I don't need a fact checker. It's pretty obvious. And luckily enough, Quant held up that key level. It's back above $90. If you remember from my last few video updates, we want that low to hold, but a nice precursor level that this will potentially be lost. It's $90. We want to see that, of course, holding a support. There was a scare here and a scare here over the last few days. So long as this area maintains a support right there, just like that, I'll extend it backwards, make it green. A reversal should come from here, exactly. This is what I said the last week or so, and we got the reversal, but of course an external factor came into play, which we can't control. We just know the supports that need to hold if you're a bull, and that is $85 to $90. Now you can see with the dump back down the end of the weekend, on the weekend, you've actually now created a bearish pattern. So this is now becoming a neckline. If there's any weakness in the market, we will see this breakdown. And the target would be, let me just double check, $60. So back down at this low area. In fact, it will be the 886. Yeah, the 786, 886 area roughly. Yeah, in between these 2 points, in fact. So, and yeah, lining up with that 1618. $64, $65 would be the target essentially on this bearish breakdown. But $90 still remaining support. So the job that it has this coming week is to attack the moving averages. We really need to see Quant recovering $102 right there. This will of course drag down every day that passes. So you want to see $102 recovered to start the journey back up towards the head. And that's at $136. This would validate a double bottom pattern. So we really need to get back up there. It had better chances the past week than now. The probabilities are less in its favor by creating this formation over here, like an A, or just like a right shoulder, essentially. The shoulder doesn't have to be exactly in line. Of course it can. It could be slightly higher, so long as it's beneath the head. So essentially this week, this is your only bullish pattern that's potentially forming. So on the way back up, it must recover those moving averages. Then you got a little neckline over here, and this, oh sorry, and you can see the measured move will take it back up to that neckline, and then you have a further target just like that at a new range high, $200, and you're very close to that 230. So it'll get pulled there like a magnet essentially. So that is what Quant needs to do going forward. On your way out, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you want to get educated, check out the mentorship, check out the ebook or the Discord. And remember that I'm only in Bitcoin.